Hey, what is up, you guys? This is Eric with OzoneTCG. Today we have a Lunalight Tri-Brigade deck list from one of the Ohio players, Noah. He sent this over to me because he thought it was a pretty cool list. I think it's pretty cool too. I got top 8 at one of the local tournaments. So we're going to go ahead and go over it a little bit and talk about how Lunalight Tiger is impacting the format already. Before we get into the video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more TCG Advanced format content as well as Master Duel and Common Charity videos. Let's get on into the profile. Alrighty guys, so for this profile, for the main deck, we're going to do it a little more of an unconventional way. So starting off, we have Blackwing Zephyros, the Elite. You actually add this off of one of your Xyz monsters and then discard it for Serenade Dance or Lunalight Perfume. If it's in the graveyard, you can return a face-up card you control as cost, either Tanky or Lunalight Tiger to the hand, and special summon it from the graveyard, then you take 400 points of damage. So this really acts as an extender that you can search. Really good card for making those rank 4 plays. It also enables the Raid Raptor Link monster. We'll get into that in a little bit though. And then we have some of the Lunalight cards themselves. We have Emerald Bird. If you guys have watched the Common Charity videos, this card carries very, very hard, as well as the Kaleido Chick and Yellow Martin for the Lunalight strategy. Really, it's for the Sent to the Graveyard effect. If it's in the graveyard by a card effect, you can target a level 4 or lower Lunalight monster that's banished or in the graveyard, special summon it. That's just another extension. You can send it off Serenade Dance, and then you get the effect because Serenade Dance is on discard as a cost. So really, you just want to play one up for this deck. Really cool extender. Then we have the Heart and Soul of the deck. In addition to Tiger, we have Kaleido Chick. This card mills a Lunalight monster from the deck or extra deck as cost. The actual effect doesn't matter. Really, you can just, not as a hard once per turn, to keep milling your Lunalight monsters. That's the whole idea of this deck, is to keep summoning your level 4 monsters to enable Link plays and rank 4 plays as well. And then we have Lunalight Tiger. This card just came back to 1 in the TCG. Yeah, it's really cool. It's basically just used for the pendulum effect, though. Once per turn, you can target a Lunalight monster in the graveyard, special summon it, can't attack, its effects are negated. Also, it's destroyed during the end phase. So even though that Chick's effects are negated, you can still send the monster from the deck as cost. So you can go, revive Chick with Tiger, Chick effect to send Yellow Martin, then Yellow Martin goes ahead and bounces that Tiger back to reuse your cards. It used to be a very degenerate combo. It used to be played with Orcust when Harpur was still legal in the game. Speaking of which, Yellow Martin, if it's in your hand or graveyard, you can target a Lunalight card you control, except Yellow Martin returns to the hand, special summon defense, banish it when it leaves the field. If it's sent to the graveyard by the card effect, you can actually add a Lunalight spell or trap. Now you can't add Perfume because it is not a Lunalight, it's a Luna Light, has a space between Luna and Light, but you can add Serenade Dance, which acts as just additional extenders, and then it will also trigger Yellow Martin and Emerald Bird trigger off of Time Thief Redoer, because Redoer does not detach its Xyz materials as a cost. It is an effect. So you'll get those searches or summons, say, with Emerald Bird in those cases. Alrighty, and then we have Psyframe Gear Gamma, and of course the driver. I'm gonna go and put this over here. These cards just, omni negate monster effects. They try and Asher Tenki, Asher Burial Goods, Asher Serenade Dance, Chain Gamma. There you go. You negate it, and he doesn't play any Omegas or level 8 Synchros for it, but you can link summon at the very least, usually for access code. Or similar cards. You can also use them as Xyz materials themselves. If you played a rank 6, he doesn't in this case, but you could, theoretically. Yeah, so those are just for disruptions. And then Raider's Wing, it's always treated as a Phantom Knight and Raid Raptor card. If it's in your hand or graveyard, you can detach a material from a Dark Xyz monster, special summon it, banish it when it leaves the field. So you actually search this off of 4 Strix, your Raid Raptor Xyz, because 4 Strix is also not once per turn, a hard once per turn specifically, to search. So you can search this either as your first search or second search to link summon into your Wise Strix, which we'll get into in a second. And then Singing Lanius does the exact same thing, just doesn't attach. If you control a face-up Xyz monster, you can special summon it from the hand. You can only special summon one once per turn. Again, just an extender. This was the primary target. It used to be with 4 Strix. But you play both because they basically do the same thing, in either case. Yeah, and then we have the Tri-Brigade lineup: 3 Fractal, 2 Karis, 2 Kit, and 3 Nerval, and the 1 Tenki, obviously Tenki to search all of your Fractals and Lunalight monsters. And then it's a pretty standard Tri-Brigade monster lineup. The 2 kit is literally just because you don't have room for the 3rd. It's also not really the focus is not to abuse kit's effect like it is in other Tri-Brigade deck profiles and strategies. But yeah, I think it's a pretty solid lineup. And Karis can discard any of your Wing Beast, Beast Warrior, or regular Beast types. So if you draw Zephyros or search it, you can discard it off Karis. And go from there. Really, really cool inclusion. I think this is a really cool way to play Lunalight and Tri-Brigade now. And it's all thanks to Lunalight Tiger being back at 1. It's kind of crazy. And then Foolish Burial Goods send either Serenade Dance or Lunalight Perfume. That's the reason why it's played. It's like a fake Rhoda, a discard Rhoda. Yeah, nothing else to say there. Droplet. It's for the Scythe Lock. That is one way to play around the Scythe Lock, is to have Droplet. Also just really good going second, and in some ways going first too, but especially strong going second. So yeah, we have those, and then Harpy's Feather Duster, just because back row tends to blow out this deck if they happen to have a lot of disruptions with the back row. Again, since the format's new, I don't really see a reason not to play this right now. Yeah, I think you should play this regardless, but good inclusion, of course. And then, of course, the 3 Perfume, and then we have the Rank Up Magic Soul Shave Force. You can actually set this off of the Raid Raptor Link monster and pay half your life points, special summon your 4 Strix from the graveyard, and then summon Cyber Dragon Infinity. That's all it's used for, but it is a powerful negate, a way to summon a negate. Yeah, you just need 1, because it's not once per turn or anything. But there's no reason to really play 2. You really only want to special summon the 1 CDI because, otherwise it's playing too far into hand traps. And really there's only one way to get it, the 1 once per turn, because Y-Strix is once per turn, a hard once per turn, as we say. Yeah, and then onto the traps, we have 3 impermanents. I think this is one of the best hand traps in the game right now. You kind of need to play 3 in the format. This card's really good, doesn't conflict with any of your engine cards. If you have Gamma and Impermanence, you just go Impermanence first, usually. So yeah, that's how you use that. The 1 Serenade Dance, it's an E-tally for the deck, but only during your main phase. It, of course, doesn't send as cost, so if they ash it, cool, you don't lose any cards besides the Serenade banished from graveyard, that's all. And then the 1 Tri-Brigade Revolt, kind of the reason to play Tri-Brigade is for the Shurag and Recursion. Yeah, nothing else to say there with that card. I think you need to play at least one of these in every Tri-Brigade deck. Alright, and then we're going to move on to the extra deck now. We're going to start off with the Xyz monsters. Alrighty, then onto the extra deck we have, of course, the Xyz monsters with Abyss Dweller. Just prevents your opponent from activating cards and effects that activate in the graveyard for the turn. Really powerful against the Mirror, really powerful against Phantom Knights, shuts off that entire deck entirely. Can impact Adventure Token, impacts Virtual World, impacts Sword Sultani, impacts basically every single deck this format. I think this is a really, really good card. One of the best Xyz monsters ever printed, period. Very, very strong card. It's really nice that this card can actually be turboed in this Lunalight deck because they're all level 4s except for Tiger. You don't summon Tiger though. But yeah, then we have Tiger King, which just sets Tenki from the deck. That's all it's used for. It can negate face-up monster effects by using your 2 level 4 Beast Warriors. Third effect doesn't come up because we don't play any extra Fire Fist Link monsters or anything. But the first 2 effects are pretty relevant, especially the Blanket Negate because it forces your opponent to respond. It's really, really cool, especially if you're getting that far. You could add your Tri-Brigade cards and then go into those if you have any extenders while negating your opponent's monster effects. So yeah, good inclusion. Old tech card for the deck. And then of course we have the Cyber Dragon Infinity. Some of this off of Soul Shave Force. Yeah, you gotta play this if you're playing these Raid Raptor cards. And then we have AA Divine's AA Zeus, Sky Thunder. Of course, if you attack directly or attack over opponent's monster, you just get your Zeus for free. Nothing else to say there. It's Zeus or Zeus, whatever. Strong card, very, very strong card. Then we have the double 4 Strix. Again, this is the not hard once per turn. Search a level 4 Dark Winged Beast monster. Zephyros, Raider's Wing, and Singulaneous your targets. They are just for extensions, and then they go into your Y-Strix. And then Time 3 for Doer, as mentioned. You used to be able to play Phantom Knights in this deck. I don't think you would now, but you do get the effects because it is, again, not a cost to ban or to detach the materials. So you just use this to trigger effects. You used to use Outer Entity Nyarla, and Elder Entity Azathoth. Those cards, at least Azathoth is banned currently in the TCG, and I don't really see a reason to play Nyarla, but you could. But I think Redoer is just a better card overall because there's a chance they are hitting, or you're hitting traps during your opponent's standby phase to get that bounce, or to get a draw if they hit a spell. Yeah, cool cards. And then we're going to go on to the Link monsters. Of course, we have Access Code. We're going to go through the utility cards first. Access Code and Appaloosa, probably the best Link 4s in the game. Best Link 4s ever printed. Pretty much the generic ones at least. Yeah, you got to play them in this deck. You can summon them pretty easily, both of them. You just need to. And then you have Desperate Doom Eagle, really good DPE counter, and that's really pretty much the reason why you go into it. And it's also good for Access Code, fantastic Access Code material. Summon an Access Code that's 5,300, you're guaranteed at least a Wind and a Dark or Fire and Earth to banish for Access Code's effect. Don't really see a reason not to play this card in Tri-Brigade anymore. Then we have Double Dragon Lords. You guys should know this if you've played Tri-Brigade at all. Probably the best interruption for a Link 2 in the game. Really, really cool card. Absolutely love it. But it's also standard. I wouldn't expect any Tri-Brigade player to not play this. You got to if you play Tri-Brigade. And then we have Wise Strix. So this is the heart and soul of Raid Raptors now. This card is absolutely insane. Probably one of the most cracked Link 2s for a theme in the entire game. It's Link Summon. You can special summon a level 4 Darkwing Beast from your deck in defense position, negates effects. Also can't be used as Link material. You just use it for Xyz, so you can summon Zephyros from the deck. Or one of your others. Really just Zephyros though. Or you could add Zephyros depending on your hand, anything like that. Then if your Raid Raptor Xyz monster's effect is activated, so after resolution of getting your first or second search, you can set a rank up magic spell directly from the deck. If it's a quick play, you can activate it this turn. You set Soul Shade Force, and then revive the first 4 Strix to get a Cyber Dragon Infinity. Forces your opponent to Nibiru early. Really cool combo. That is the power play of this deck, and that's really the reason why you want to play the Lunalights and Raid Raptor cards together. Is to do that, and then you can just wombo combo from there. Fantastic. And then for the last 3 cards, we have Bear Brum, Farigid, and Shireg as your Tri-Brigade monsters. Interesting to not see Rugal. I don't think you need it in this version at all, since you play Desperate Doom Eagle anyway. Kind of don't need to, but they are your engine cards. Farigid for the generic Link 2, Bear Brum to search Revolt, and of course Shireg to either summon off Revolt or summon turn 3 or turn 1 if you want to play around some cards. You can also add your Lunalight cards, your Lunalight monsters from the deck specifically if you have, say, 3 or 4 monsters banished, Tri-types. You can do that if it's sent to the graveyard, so you can go Double Dragon Lord, send Shireg after you summon Shireg from Revolt, and then bounce a card the opponent controls and get a search. Really, really nice value. Yeah, that's the extra deck. We're going to move on to the side deck now and go over some of the interesting cards here. Alrighty, and then with the side deck, pretty straightforward. I do like seeing the 3-ups. I love seeing exactly 3 copies of 5 different cards. Really, really nice to see. So first off, we have Nibiru. Obviously, anti-special summoning. Forces your opponent to kind of respond to that first, especially if you're playing that really good going second. When you draw it, in addition to Gamma, tribute your Gammas and Drivers off. So they stay in the graveyard, you can use them the next turn. Yeah, good card. Not sure, because the format's new, I'm sure this is fine to play for right now. This may end up not being as good, but we'll have to just see. Token Collector. This is one of the best side deck cards in this format currently, with Sword Soul and Adventure being some of the best decks. You definitely need to play this in your side deck. Really, really good card. Forces your opponent to respond to it. They force the Sword Soul to not do the Auroradon combo. Yeah, you just gotta play it. I mean, that's all. Anti-Nibiru as well. Yeah, play this card. Good card. Cosmic Cyclone. So instead of Twin Twister, he opted to play Cosmic Cyclone. I don't think this is a bad choice at all. I think this is probably the better choice for right now. Instead of Twin Twister, yeah, just backdoor removal. Gets rid of some certain floodgates, especially Shadal Schism, because Invoked is still definitely a deck in this format. Yeah, definitely need to play some kind of backdoor removal besides just the Harpy's Feather Duster. I think Cosmic's a good choice. A pointer is for going first when you know you're going first, just so you can rip out those powerful combo cards or powerful blowout cards. Mystic Mine, Droplet, Lightning Storm, Dark Lord No More, anything like that. You reveal their hand. You get to play with their perfect knowledge going first after game 2. Yeah, I think this is a good choice to play for the combo decks instead of something like Solemn Judgment, because you're already paying half your life points. First off, for Wise Tricks, but if they hand trap you, anything like that, you may still have your full 8k. Yeah, I think good choice. And then finally, Evenly Match for the back row matchups. I don't think he played any of these. I can go over those in a second. But yeah, I think these are overall a really good choices for the side deck. Really good choices all around. I do like seeing a lot of 3s and 1s. The 2 Foolish Burial Goods, I completely understand. I think that's good too. And the Tri-Brigade monsters, they have specific math for that. But yeah, I think that this was a really cool deck profile. I know Noah would want to give a shout out to Pie for Life Games. They are another YouTuber from Ohio. Used to go to locals with them. Cool guys, cool people. Yeah, shout out to them. He's sponsored by them. And then he also wanted to go over some of his matchups. So I guess round 1 he played against Sky Striker, round 2 Sword Soul Drytron for round 3, and then Brave Prank Kids round 4. Top 8 was Virtual World Adventurer with Fairy Tale Snow. I guess there was some kind of tech there, so he did make top 8 with this list. With that, so yeah, if you guys like the deck profile, again, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. This is Eric with OzoneTCG. See you guys in the next one.